General Hospital will reveal exciting developments on Friday, January 31st, 2025. First, Brad has always been an ambitious person, but this time his ambition has made more than a few people uncomfortable. When news about Sam's death, along with other patients' deaths caused by the misuse of digitalis, surfaced, the atmosphere at the hospital became more tense than ever. The investigation is still ongoing, and all eyes are focused on finding the one responsible. But in the midst of this, Brad unexpectedly voiced his desire to join the investigation process, a request no one expected and no one wanted to come true. Not only did he propose a role in the investigation, but Brad also insisted that he wanted to work directly with Lucas. This made many people confused and somewhat sarcastic. After everything that had happened between them, after all the pain and loss they had both suffered, Brad still boldly made a request as if everything in the past never existed. It seems he doesn't realize that his presence in the investigation would only make things more chaotic. The doctors and nurses around him felt disgruntled, some even openly criticizing him for his lack of sensitivity to the current situation. Moreover, allowing Brad to join the investigation would not only cause instability but also raise suspicions about his true motives. Was he trying to divert the investigation? Or was he simply looking for a way to regain Lucas's trust through a showy act? Whatever the reason, Brad's request has sparked a strong wave of opposition in the hospital. Those working hard to uncover the truth do not want to be hindered by someone who always prioritizes personal gain. Brad seems unaware that he is pushing things further than necessary. Instead of helping the investigation, he is only making the atmosphere more tense and stirring up unnecessary arguments. The doctors involved in the case, including Lucas, were cautious about his presence. They understood that if Brad joined, things would become more complicated, and it could affect the progress of uncovering the truth. But will Brad accept that reality, or will he continue to try to insert himself into an investigation he has no business being a part of? Second, Laura has always been a devoted mother, but this time, she feels more helpless than ever. Lulu has returned to the family, but no one can be sure if she is truly ready to face the challenges ahead. Recovery after a long coma is never easy, and now, she must face a complicated and dangerous reality. Although Laura always tries to protect her daughter, she knows there are things Lulu must face on her own, even if it keeps her awake with worry. The first issue arises during Lulu's meal. After a long period of special care, adjusting back to normal life is not easy. The meals Laura prepares for Lulu, though filled with love, have become an unexpected challenge. Lulu's body hasn't fully adapted yet, and each meal becomes a small battle. Laura notices the fatigue in her daughter's eyes, but Lulu still tries to hide her discomfort, as if she doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. But that is just a small part of the many problems the family faces. When Laura receives news that Sidwell has returned to Port Charles, her sense of worry grows even stronger. Sidwell is not only a threat but a dangerous person who could change everything in an instant. The unreasonable demands he makes leave Laura feeling uneasy. He seems to have no qualms about pressuring those involved, and with his increasing lack of control, he could do anything. Things become even more tangled and Valentine suddenly disappears after the assassination of Brennan. Laura cannot help but worry about Sidwell's fury. Someone like him won't let this go easily. If Valentine has decided to flee, who will bear the consequences? Will Sidwell direct his anger at Valentine's loved ones, especially Charlotte? Laura knows her granddaughter is still in a precarious situation, and with all the mysteries surrounding it, no one can predict what will happen next. Each day that passes, Laura's anxiety grows. She's not only worried about Lulu but about the entire family, the people she loves most. With danger lurking from all directions, she can't help but ask herself, can she protect her loved ones from the storms that are about to hit? Or is this just the beginning of an even greater tragedy? Third, Brooke Lynn has never been someone to stand still when something unusual happens, and this time is no exception. As soon as she learned that Sasha was pregnant, her instincts told her something was wrong. Why was Sasha hiding the identity of the baby's father? Who is she trying to protect, and more importantly, what is she hiding? These questions kept swirling in Brooke Lynn's mind, urging her to find the truth. Her anger flared up even more when Tracy learned about the pregnancy. Not only was she angry, but she immediately made a sharp assumption: Sasha had slept with her cousin and was now pregnant. For Tracy, nothing was impossible, especially considering the troubles Sasha had been in before. Brooke Lynn knew that once Tracy started speculating, she wouldn't let it rest easily. If the rumor spread, Sasha could face unpredictable consequences. Unable to let things unfold like that, Brooke Lynn decided to confront Cody. She knew he was more involved with Sasha than anyone else realized, and if anyone knew the truth, it was certainly Cody. She approached him with a series of pressing questions, demanding him to explain what was going on. Cody, initially hesitant, had no choice but to tell the truth in the face of Brooke Lynn's determination. When the truth was revealed, Brooke Lynn could hardly believe her ears. The baby Sasha was carrying wasn't Cody's, nor was it the child of anyone Tracy suspected, it was Michael's. Cody's confession left her stunned, a wave of dizziness spreading through her mind. Why was Sasha hiding this? What had led her to keep this secret even from her closest family? Brooke Lynn realized that this wasn't just a personal secret. If this truth came to light, it could shake the whole family. Michael, Willow, Carly, they would all be swept into the whirlwind of this situation. And Sasha, how much longer could she keep this secret when everyone around her was starting to search for answers? In the midst of her chaotic thoughts, Brooke Lynn realized that she now held a secret that could change everything. But the most important question right now was, what would she do with the truth she had just uncovered? Fourth, Dante was used to facing dark secrets during his investigations, but this time, things seemed much more complicated. When he learned that Anna was investigating the deaths of Sam and Dex, he patiently awaited the latest information. However, as soon as he sensed Anna's hesitation, Dante knew something was wrong. Anna wasn't someone easily swayed by personal emotions, but this case was different. She had uncovered truths that could devastate Dante, even change the way he viewed everything that had happened. The issue wasn't just that Sam and Dex died from Digitalis, but the real reason behind it. Someone wanted them silenced, and the motive for this murder might be deeper than they had ever imagined. Dante patiently listened as Anna revealed what she had uncovered. The latest forensic data showed that Digitalis wasn't just a random poison used by chance. It had been used deliberately, targeted at specific victims, and there might be more people who nearly fell into this trap. The question was, who was behind this plan, and what was their real goal? But what made Anna hesitate the most were the secrets related to Sam. She knew Dante had not fully accepted the truth that Sam had been murdered, and if he learned the real reason behind her death, would he be strong enough to continue the investigation? This truth wasn't just about an ordinary case, it might involve much larger forces in town, forces Anna had been tracking for a long time. Dante, though unaware of the full truth, could feel the pressure Anna was under. He knew she didn't want to hurt him, but the truth, no matter how painful, was something he needed to hear. If Sam had died for a special reason, not just by accident or mistake, then he had the right to know, and a duty to find out who was responsible for it. But would Anna have the courage to reveal everything she knew? And when the truth came out, would Dante be able to keep his composure to pursue this case to the end, or would it cause him to lose himself? Finally, Rick and Ava walked into the room, hoping that they could finally present their situation clearly, but from the moment they entered, they could feel the indifference surrounding them. No one seemed truly interested in what they were about to say. This made Ava feel frustrated, but she was used to being dismissed, especially when it came to the custody battle for Avery. Ava, no matter how strong she was, couldn't deny that she was on the edge. Bankruptcy had pushed her into a difficult situation, and it had weakened her position in the fight to regain her daughter. She tried to explain that her financial situation shouldn't be a deciding factor in raising a child. Avery needed a mother, someone who would always love and protect her, regardless of money. But the listeners seemed to have already made up their minds. In their eyes, Ava was not a suitable choice, no matter how hard she tried to prove otherwise. Rick, as usual, tried to use his sharp intellect to present arguments in Ava's favor. He pointed out the flaws in the legal system, emphasizing that financial hardship should not be the sole reason for stripping Ava of her right to be a mother. But no matter what he said, the response he received was nothing more than cold stares and impatient head shakes. It seemed no one truly wanted to give them a fair chance. The situation became clearer than ever. They weren't being heard, at least not in the way they hoped. There was a force influencing everything, making it almost impossible for Ava to regain Avery. She knew that she wasn't just fighting the court's judgments, but also facing those with much more power than her. As they left the room, Ava felt a simmering anger inside her chest. She knew she couldn't give up. If she couldn't win by presenting logical arguments, she might have to find another way to reclaim what was rightfully hers. But what would that path be? And more importantly, was she ready to pay the price to get Avery back?